Alright, the other question you had was lighting. I didn't see that you'd even tried to do any lighting in the scene. It looked like it was just the standard default lights that were illuminating the scene, so uh, you certainly will need to put in some lights to make this thing work. So I guess my suggestion, because we shot the video and we had the light source, um, uh, let's see. So remember we had the box and then the gumdrop, and then we had a light over here casting light this way to catch the shadow of the hand. Well, I ended up creating a photometric light, so I'm going to create lights, photometric, and I just created a target light, and you can see I placed it in here, put the target down at the gumdrop box. So it's kind of like that. So similar kind of angle to what we shot for the video, and I made sure that this was a ray trace shadow with shadows on. I think that definitely creates the shadow element. I ended up right-clicking in, setting this to realistic, and then also coming down and setting illuminate with scene lights, so I can actually see the how the shadows are lining up, whatever, interactively. The other thing I did is I added a skylight. So come in here, create lights. This is under standard, and I created a skylight and added that to the scene. Doesn't matter where, but in your settings, I just turned that down because it comes in at 1, so I turned that down and set the color to be more of a slight orangish yellow, whitish orangish yellow, and that just sort of fills in. So think of, on 3-point lighting, remember we had the fill light? Well, this is kind of like a global fill. It like fills everything all the way around. So it kind of it could be considered a fill. So you've got your key light, and then you've got your fill, and then now you just need some rim lighting to kind of finish it out, and probably some additional fill lighting. So when I rendered it out, here's that kind of one angle that I was thinking about, that how that would really look, so you could sort of see the other candies still inside, and you can see this lighting. These guys need some rim lighting or some fill or something to pull out their shapes, because we're really kind of losing them a little bit. And then on this guy, he's a little flat, so he could probably use a little bit of lighting across in here, or rim lighting, or some other kind of like light source to help remove some of this flat lighting that's kind of happening, particularly back in here. So, and that light doesn't necessarily have to be shadow casting. It can just be, a light that illuminates the scene. So I would probably come in here and give these guys a light or something. Make this a uniform diffuse, and then I'll do maybe a disc light. So here's that light. So I gotta turn the intensity a little bit down, because it's pretty close to the light source, so I don't need anything that's super huge. So there's nothing. There's a little bit. So let's just see what that's going to be like So they're getting out a little bit more illumination. Before they were kind of getting pretty dark in there. So they're reading a little bit more, a little bit better. Although I probably would want a little something on the top. So maybe I just come in and so maybe I clone that one over. Put something sort of inside the box a little bit. Tune it down a little bit. That's going to do. So there's a little bit in there, although I don't know if I really like some of that. So if I don't like it illuminating the box itself and I just want it to illuminate these guys right in here, a nice little trick is I can actually tell this light that is so that light that I just put in there, I can actually go ahead and exclude everything else or only include certain ones. So if I only want to include these gumdrop guys, I can just put those in there. Now it will only affect those characters, which is cool. So I could even go ahead and decide that I want to have this be shadow casting again. And it's only going to cast shadows on each of these characters. So I can actually boost this up. And when I render this, it's not going to do the box, it's just going to do these characters in here. And you can see how it's getting me a little bit more lighting on the top, giving him a little bit more shape. And then these other guys are kind of like covered up on that. I think maybe if I hit it from the side and caught something on the side, I think that's kind of what I want. I want something like there. So if that light that I had was only affecting the characters, I'm going to clone that over. I'm actually going to have it illuminate through the box. Believe it or not, because it's only trying to illuminate those guys, it's going to ignore everything else. So I should be able to fake this pretty good. And I'm going to make this a little stronger just so you can sort of see it. You can see how it's illuminating through the box, hitting the sides of them. So it's kind of cheating the fill. So yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm kind of going for. Is I wanted to get more of that shape, and hitting it with light through this, not affecting the floor or the box, but just affecting these guys. I'm able to effectively pull out some of that detail and make these guys read a little bit more like rounded, gumdroppy characters. which is great. So now they're really kind of standing out from that box, which is exactly what I was kind of looking for. Now the ground, I'm not sure why the ground would be getting so much light. Must be from this one. Again, if I were to do the exclude or change it to include and just do the gumdrop guys, I bet that would fix this glow that I'm getting. So if I want to have a fill light on just this character, again, I can use that include exclude button. I'm setting this just to include just the red plus his two separate eyes, and now I can go ahead and get in there with my light. And see if I can't give him a little something. Seemed to have gotten rid of most of that glow that I was getting in the front there from that one light. Getting a little bit of something on that character. Almost like to be a little stronger. Too strong, too much. That's what we call too much. But sometimes you gotta go too far and realize you went too far. I'm wondering why I'm not getting my shadows. I might need to increase my intensity of my light here. Oh, maybe it's because it wasn't ray traced. Somehow that got changed off. So I have my key light. It's going to be ray traced. This is probably going to be way too much. Let's go back. Actually, probably not enough. Okay. So my key light is not doing enough. So this is kind of where you fine-tune your lights a little bit. Try to get things to work out. Let's just boost my key light a little bit more. See if I can't get those shadows to go. I think I'll get my shadows again, which is good. Again, it's just balance act, go back and forth, and then sometimes the lighting's all about your materials too. Maybe your materials um, don't have reflection or glossiness or something to them to catch highlights and things like that, and that can make it a little harder to kind of work out. So it's kind of fun. I guess I could kind of dig on that. So just needed the textures for both those pieces, and I think that would be pretty cool. Now, as far as the background, I went into the environment and I made a gradient. I kind of mixed a couple of gradients in here. So I've got a base gradient, which just basically like goes from dark to light. I had to rotate it 90 degrees to get that. So it goes vertically. And then I did another one where I just cloned it and made it a little lighter, which goes light to dark. And then I used a composite node to blend those together. So I did, just like in Photoshop, you can blend these layers. So I blended it, did that, but you could also use a photo as a bitmap and throw a bitmap with the environment set to spherical too. So just like we did the high dynamic range image-based lighting stuff. So I will put this out as a lighting example. And I'll send that to you.